Hey everybody, it's Chance here with yet another episode of Pathologic. Last time we started day three and of the Changeling route, and we learned about Anna, and also got like a more concrete thing about the caravan because we got enough hints that you could essentially suss out what was learned, but it's like I assumed it was more human trafficking than it actually turns out it is, because it's not about money explicitly. But it is very interesting how it is a version of the plague that descends upon the town. It is not the plague that we see, but there's a lot of building up to different events and everything that this is kind of building up to, we talked to Ava to try to convince her to join the Humbles. It did not work, though we told Katerina that yes, we did convince her because we need that reputation. Because like the downsides of getting your bound sick are a lot worse, and like we're too early on. We're too early on in the game to mess around with that, I think. And then we also got some word from Anna about where Simon is. Oh yeah, she like is convinced the Ogomitsky's have it out to get her in like every route, as they do not give a shit about her. They just don't care. Um, it's interesting because I do think that, yeah, I mean, Bachelor does see the Ogomitsky's as criminals, right? Like both Big and Small Vlad. Um, and so like we get this interesting thing where it's like he's a lot more swarmy in Bachelor Route in like an interesting way, considering that like in the first iteration of this game he was one of the bound. And that is essentially confirmed. Like he has the capacity to be part of the bound. Like he can be one of the Utopians if he really wants to, which is interesting because they could cut him out of being one of the like mandatory bound, Utopian bound, but at the same time, it's really interesting. That part's very very interesting to me, and like they were relatively helpful in her respects. And admittedly, Anna got sick pretty early on in our version of events, but she was also pretty like, get away from me. Um, for the hard spec, so it's not like he got an impression of her or that relationship. Um, and so it's interesting to see it through Clara's eyes, where it's like she's not on level with the Oglemithskis, but at the same time she's just like, okay, yeah, no. Yeah, I'm gonna have a conversation with you. I'm gonna be weird about it because that's who I am, but like, let's have a conversation, which isn't interesting. Um, Oh yeah, we also talked to Ruben. I think Ruben gave us some vaccine, which is very exciting. Is this the save? Um, for not selling him out. And I mean, we did just talk with the kinds, and they were like really weird. They do not like Clara at all. They're like opposed to her. Like I can't wait to get more of like, because I mean, it's all about ideology, all the way down. But it's very interesting to me how they're just like immediately putting up walls against her. Um, it's really interesting. But anyway, now we're going to where Capella is telling us to go. So we're gonna put on that. Get our immunity up. Get that immunity up. Alright. Save. Okay, so now we want to head all the way here. I think this is referencing that quest where Capella's like, oh, I think I can zoom beam these guys. Are you healed? Bye! Cool. Really cool. I remember correctly, there's a cloud right there, yeah. The infected areas are strictly off limits. Keep out. I want to barter. Okay. When they start getting meat. Alright. Okay, so let's... Interesting, okay. I know that you can cure people as Clara at like a reputation boost. Yeah, my reputation's pretty high, so I should be fine. 3 of them. 4 of them. Cloud. Gloopy sounds. Terrible as always. Wrong way. Wait. I'm correct. Is the wrong way. We want to go over here. Towards Sticky's house, right? Yep. I was like, this seems awfully familiar, because it is. Oh, hey! What are you doing walking around here? Don't you see there's danger on all sides? And what are you doing here? There's a schmouter I want to test. If you fall ill and swallow it, chances are you'll be cured. But I've got to check that first. See, I'm running a real clinical test here. Give it to me, kid, and run away from here quickly. Okay. And where's Bachelor? Is he all the way back here? Why is this house... Am I supposed to go in it? I'm scared. Anything around? No. Oh, I'm scared. I don't like being in there. Where is the Bachelor? Is he in here? I don't like being in here. Okay. Bachelor! Psst, psst, psst. Oh, hey. Everyone's doing badly in here. That's so great. Seems like it sucks. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. I mean, that wasn't the infection sound, so... Okay. Even though, like, narratively, Clara is like, I can't be infected. Come on, buzz off. Thank you. Where the hell are you, man? I'm, like, walking through all of here with no end in sight. Okay. This shit's so annoying. I hate being inside of these houses. Come on! Okay. I'm loading up because I've been wasting way too much time, but now I know Bachelor isn't upstairs, so let's just load up. What's my... I thought I made A quick save. I made like a legit save. Okay. I was like, wait a second. I thought I made a save. I did. Okay. Let's... Hey. Oh, I almost got infected. Where the... Kid, what the fuck are you doing? Just hanging out? The quest isn't over. I've talked to the kid and I got a schmouter, but... Okay, so we know he is not on the second floor. Okay, is he anywhere on the first floor? No, it's not on this side at least. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, so we checked over there. Is he over here? Bachelor! There you are!
My head is spinning.
What are you doing here? I could really do without being bothered. I've been looking for you, Bachelor. Someone is worried about you. Ava? No, Capella. Aren't you here on her request? You're the one doing the errands, not me. I'm doing my own work here. Actually, that reminds me. Have you by any chance seen a dodgy-looking lad around? I told him to get lost, but now I'm not sure if he listened. You could tell by his eyes that he was a Weasley fellow. I wonder what you were up to while he was out there risking his little life. I've sent him away. That's reassuring. By the way, you really shouldn't be here. Barak, the Haruspects, is hiding in one of those houses. He's dangerous. I'm sure he is. This Ripper everyone's talking about, the body snatcher. I wish I knew where he was hiding exactly. Wouldn't want to walk into the beast's lair in the dark. So intense. So what happens now? I've been trying to track him down for some time now. He's certainly somewhere close. Flashed past a while ago, actually. If you happen to see him, tell me which house he's in. I'll deliver on the rewards, in coin as well as medicine. They will come in handy. If you're trying to track him down, why aren't you busy looking for him yourself? I can't leave this place. I've got work to do. By the way, have you met any butchers around here? Big fellows, you know, flat faces. I've been waiting for them for a full hour. I'm afraid that damned Ripper was involved again. He's got some issues with butchers, too. No, I haven't met any big fellows. Oh. That's weird. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, it's literally the other side. That's fun. I like that. The Haruspects is hunting in the infected district. Even if he walks from house to house, he will linger long enough in one place. He will. Okay. Let's go back through here so I don't have to walk all the way around. Hi, Bachelor. Bye, Bachelor. Who's just at the end of the hallway. Asshole, making me walk. He's so rude. Okay, so... he's in the infected district. Which means he could be anywhere. Okay. Gotcha. Haruspects. Pist, pist, pist. Ugh. Okay. I don't want to check the first. I only want to check the first floors. I think it's. I know this game is cruel and would make me check the second floors too. Ugh, evil game. Evil video game. Let's just go in a straight line. It's just so awful. It's just so awful. Oh, hey! What strange manifestation is this? What are you doing here? Ah, I see. You must have materialized straight out of those whiffs of mist. This one's interesting. You are wicked Barak and scary. You know, you and the Bachelor really are inhuman. What with all this spite emanating from you, and I feel as though there's an enormous and evil creature controlling you both with his hands. This is really interesting. I've just been thinking about the feeling you give me. And there you go. No better way to describe it. Some call you a saint, but to me you look like the exact opposite. It's said that all temperers must assume the guise of holiness. Well, I've come to tell you that you must leave. There's a manhunt underway for the Ripper. It's led by the Bachelor. Ripper? Me? How did I get a shameful nickname like that? Wasn't it you who stole Simon's body? We literally know it wasn't him who stole Simon's body. We literally already talked to Ruben. You certainly didn't do it in order to bury him. You're holding a freshly sharpened scalpel. I've never touched Simon. In fact, I've never even met him. But if you tell the Bachelor I've stolen his body and that I'm here, I'll be in a lot of trouble. A patrol will be dispatched here at once, and my mission will end in failure. Indeed, the Bachelor is very close. He won't hesitate to shoot, and you are unarmed. You know what? Don't tip them off. I'm not planning anything evil. Wait, forget it. You're not going to believe me anyway. So look here. If you don't turn me over, I'll give you my concoctions. They're good. You'll see for yourself. Are you really unaffected by the disease? I'll take your concoctions. You'll make more, and I'll hand these out to the poor. The Haruspex has asked me to keep some of his whereabouts a secret. Someone is trying to track him down. This means that there's something he's afraid of after all. I wonder what I should say to the Bachelor.
Meal.
They'll give me all the same. How am I supposed to work in this pandemonium? Okay. I'm curious of what he'll say, or what we have the option to say. Because I don't think I'm gonna sell out Artemi. Why aren't you standing near the
Sorry, but I have
entrance?
to get back to work.
Precious time is slipping through my fingers. Wasted on trifles. Have you found this Ripper? No, I haven't seen him. You probably didn't look hard enough. He's bound to be hiding here somewhere. I've searched every room in every house. I've listened to the banging of doors inside. I would even light my lamp, and now the wick is gone. There was no one in here. Oh, great. Oh, I've wasted several precious hours because of the bloody sod, and I still haven't obtained any dead tissue. Take heart. Dead tissue will soon be in no short supply. Enough for you and for everyone walking these streets. I've decided not to surrender the Haruspex to the Bachelor. Their ardent feud may be of use one day. As long as the two keep one another in check, they are no threat to me. Besides, I get the feeling they both may prove helpful to my cause one day. Yeah. I think it's fun because at the end, like, it is true that in Bachelorette proper, he is just like, it's interesting because in Haruspecht's route, it's like this immediate like, oh, we are now friends. Or we are now colleagues, you know, not even necessarily friends. I do think friends is too friendly for whatever relationship they do have, but I do believe there is a closeness there. And I mean a clear faded closeness, right? And I think also judging from the way the two of them think about like fate, right? Like I think that's part of it too, maybe. Like Bachelor, I think he doesn't want to bend to fate. His goal is to create a miracle and break out of the bonds of what currently exists. While Haruspect's his fate is to lead the kid and be a warden and to take over his father's legacy, something that is deeply important to him. It's a really interesting juxtaposition of you have someone who needs to fulfill their fate no matter the cost, because it's even though it's fate, it does not mean that it's going to happen, as opposed to fate being a box you can't get out of. Um, so that's something really interesting there. I mean, fate is clearly really important in this game. The notion of it, as well as the way people interact and react. So, just something to think about. And like, Haruspex is already having a rough time of it. You know what? Bachelor's having a rough time, but it's also self-created. So, rip to him. Hey.
Is it really lethal?
Oh, all the pain, all the pity, all the abysmal depth in your eyes. Speak fast, please. I do not know why, but being close to you feels oppressive. Don't be angry with me. By the way, I found the Bachelor. How brave of you. Did he say anything? Is Loafer alright? Oh, interesting. So you could be like what actually he did and what he was supposed to do, which you can choose to do in his version of events. Apparently, he found the boy and took the powder from him. He was acting rather strangely when I met him. Could it be he was testing that horrible mixture on himself? I really hope he was. Interesting.
The winter.
We're gonna make a save. Alright. So I think that's it. Those are all the quests of this day. So maybe I'll sleep here. What time is it? It's almost 1500. I'm getting a little hungry, and I really can only do my best hunting at night anyway. Let's remove my drapery. Yeah, let's sleep. Secret Addendum. The annotation for patrolmen, couriers, executors, and the sanitary personnel. In order to prevent panic, this annotation is classified, and its contents should be under no circumstances disclosed to the civilian population. The disease is incurable. There is no vaccine, neither here nor in the capital. However, there are a few positive facts. 1. The probability of contracting the disease is significantly lower for someone who has taken immune system suppressants. Immune system stimulants. As of now, we believe that the A pills and B pills, yellow-colored and blue-colored pills respectively, provide the best protective effect. Excessive doses of these medicaments may be detrimental to one's health. 2. Additional protection is afforded by synthetic clothing, woolen garments that are strictly off-limits parasites. The clothing should be changed as often as possible. 3. Important. The disease develops sporadically. At its initial stage, it does not progress in any significant way, especially if antibiotics are taken. However, if contact with the infection reoccurs, the development of the disease becomes extremely rapid. 4. The disease is not transmitted by means of droplet infection. As of now, we have yet to find out how it is contracted. Preliminary tests suggest that the disease is not contagious at early stages. Therefore, there is no need to isolate the sick person immediately after the appearance of these symptoms. App the Executors. In consideration of your particular line of work, we believe that you will not be able to avoid infection. If you have contracted the disease, do not give in to despair. It would have happened sooner or later anyway. Try your best to conserve the infection at its initial stage. Take antibiotic medicine. Consider using the schmouters. They are extremely dangerous, but they help curb the infection. Epidemic alert. Addressed to the townspeople. Attention all citizens. Following the outbreak of a lethal disease commonly known as sand plague, sand pest, and sand dirt, the town authorities hereby declare state of emergency. The disease is extremely contagious. There is still ongoing research as to how the disease is transmitted, but cases of contact and droplet infection have been confirmed. There are currently no vaccine solutions in the town, and none are to be expected before the regular train arrives. Please be extra careful. The townspeople are forbidden to leave their homes unless under special instruction. Remember, the possibility of infection is much lower for those who stay indoors. The citizens are advised to sterilize their household wares, boil their clothing, and exterminate as many vermin as possible. Do not panic. Medics, couriers, and executors will take care of mail delivery, as well as distributors of drinking water, provisions, and medicine. Requests should be written down and slid under the door for couriers to collect. This address was composed on the instruction of Bachelor Jankowski and ratified by the State of Emergency Town Governor Alexander Saburov. It is compulsory to follow every advice herein. Classic. Okay, what time is it? 2100.
Yes?
Nope, I didn't mean to.
The day is over. Your timely efforts allowed your supporters to remain unharmed. A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theater.
I know why they call me thief. That's how they name anyone who is hiding from the law. This is our worst enemy. The law, as merciless, cruel, and unrighteous as it is. The law thinks nothing of what falls between the arms of its scale. The law does not believe in anything that falls in between the black and the white. The law is impossible to appease. The motion is heavy and devastating. For the time being, you have escaped its all-seeing eye. You were thinking, perhaps, that you won't find yourself here, that it won't find you here? That's how it was for a long time. As of today, however, everything has changed. Were my traces uncovered? Is my miraculous power not enough to hide myself? Oh, so we just know which areas are infected. So that district is next. That's a sick man. Or that's a beggar, rather, not a sick man. Not yet sick.
So,
It stays away from dead bodies, disappearing from corpses without a trace. It's been established that you can outweight it if you're careful and discreet. The glass will keep the best, as it's supposed to.
what does it mean?
It means we have a fighting chance. The infectious agent only sticks to living matter and is repelled by dead surfaces. Those who remain indoors are more likely to survive. Scurrying and making a fuss means death. All in all, we can fight.
You self-serving jerk. You've got your own agenda, haven't you? You're always up for a fight. You just need an adversary. What about the people?
Hush, don't you get in his way. He seems to have a plan.
It's all wrong. It's no good at all.
it is sometimes necessary to play the fool, to avoid being deceived by cunning men.
Alright. Let's bounce around and talk to people. We probably can't talk to Alexander until daytime, but let's see if we can find any criminals. There's like nobody around. Like no criminals around, which is weird. Though I guess there'll be a cajillion million of them in the abandoned district. So that's where I'll get my number. Alright, let's buy some food. How much money do I have? 2,000. Okay, I can buy one thing of food. If they have, like, something good, that is. You have nothing for me. I might just have to go to the Skinner's district to hunt a bit. 'Cause, like, at a certain point, the food supplies go pretty down, too. So the best way to up that is to talk to the guards. Oh, let's see if there's anything interesting in the clothing. Because if I'm hunting anyway, let's see if they have something good or if it's still the same old. Hey, anything for me? Okay, some gloves. Oh, only 360, that's not bad. Okay. Do you feel like it's like slightly easier to make money at the current moment? I think it was like really hard in our specs route. Oh, and the arsonists haven't even showed up yet. Ay. Oh, an herb bride. Hey, what's poppin'? Are you judging me? Or do you sympathize? If nothing makes you warm, then it means there's no warmth inside you. I know the dance. When I dance, I exist. I offer my juices to the earth, luring Twire out of it. But after that, when Twire blooms, I don't get drunk with its odor. So, it's you who we owe the Twire blooming to. I don't know if you are to be thanked. Let's just see if it is actually time locked or not.
The Kind's weepers are looking for their house father's body.
The events are unfolding too fast, but we must continue to act. There is no time to waste. Now I know for certain that it was them, the Utopians, someone from among them, or the entire lot. We must wrestle people out of their camp, one at a time. I'm ready. Today we shall strike where they don't expect us to. You will talk to Mark Immortel. He is the director of the theater who stages the prophetic mime performances with his masks. Some time ago, he staged a performance about the death of King Kuron. He knew Simon would die. How am I to speak to him? I don't know any of his secrets. It won't be the way it was yesterday. More like the day before yesterday, perhaps. Perhaps he is with us already. Perhaps he is himself preparing the utopians. I'll be in his own way, and you find out what he is up to. Why did you choose Mark of One People? I don't think my words could sway someone like that. It is almost too important to me. I've had a prophetic dream in which the Bachelor was going to turn the theater into a leper colony. Just let Mark Immortel know about this. Let him find a way to stop it. I need the theater badly. We need it. I can feel it. How is he going to stop it? What does it matter? He can make the building unusable for the Bachelor's purposes. It's important that I should keep it for purposes of my own. I can sense that my powers of prophecy have to do with that place. The masks and their soothsaying must be involved too. Who could help me? Maria knows. She is the only one that can influence him, and I think he is one of her suitors. No one except Maria knows how to get to Mark. But don't you go to her. You're not too strong to take her on yet. Think of something. Alright, Mother. I'll do what you're asking me to do. This is where Mark Immortel, a person of dubious allegiance, works. He is respected by the utopists. I need to come to know his way of thinking. The Puppeteer. Utopian hearsay reigns over the mind of Mark Immortel, the stage director and puppeteer of the town theater. Was this Maria's influence? Mark is a dangerous opponent, but I should still try my best. Katarina looks worried out of her mind whenever she speaks of him.
I need morphine.
It's interesting, because Mark has no interest in talking to us. He's even like, get out of here. You're ruining my play. So I'm really interested in how they, tie that knot. Yippee! How much? 5. Let's see if we can get some nicer meat. We haven't talked to Peter yet. Let's talk to him.
Bad Twirin makes your head wooden. Good.
Your eyes are so green. Don't go away, sweet apparition. Stay a while with Lord Peter. I've done so much to let people hold on to their daydreams, and I've left none for myself. The spirits fly off before they could even be made out clearly. Who are you? An angel? Or death? I'm an angel. Yes, and as would befit an angel, you smell of herbs, the spicy twire and the harsh swavery. What is your name? Call me Clara.
Drink with me.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just so... Rats. I don't know if I could handle myself well against the looters is the thing, because of the slow beam attack. I would have to get in and around in a way that I don't think I can do properly. Like, the gun makes it easy, but
Barley
it's
the
quicker.
barber is the leader of the gang. Some barber.
Oh yeah, the whole barber stuff. It's so early on, and it's like important early on, but like nowhere else. Alright. So how are you doing, my daughter? Have you have plenty of work today? Yes, rather a lot. All those places to visit. I had to go everywhere, and observe everything. Yes, I understand. Will you tell me about it? Are you finding it difficult to talk to me, Father? Have I done something to make you angry? Are you willing to continue helping me in the future? It's my duty. You are the talk of the town. Wicked people are afraid of you, and not just the wicked people. You inspire fear in many, my dear daughter. What are some of the are some people really afraid of me? Who are they? It doesn't matter. It's for the better. You can see yourself what's going on yourself. Monsters are hatching one after another, each uglier than the one before. You poke your finger anywhere and you squash some abominable spider every time. Is the epidemic spawning them, or did they spawn the epidemic? I don't understand anything anymore. Follow your heart's calling, Father. Now I'm convinced that grief is the culprit. This man, this kingpin of warehouses, smuggler and death peddler, has now let gangs of thugs loose on the street. You can see what's going on. They cut people down. They murder women. They rob homes. They are too much for the patrolmen. Father, do you really want me to do something that your own patrolman can't do? I'm no Judith. I understand that. You must be thinking that I have gotten myself a personal enemy. An enemy who is challenging the order that is my present duty to enforce and maintain. I understand. You must be thinking that I want to destroy the thief and mark him with the brand of Jonah. Rest assured, that is not so. Why? Bachelor Dankovsky found during his investigation that Grief had ordered the thieves to dump infected corpses into the river. Anything up to several dozen. The thieves refused to reveal the location. In fact, they are altogether denying having done it. But the claim must certainly be examined. That's just horrible. And yet the infected corpses had to have come from somewhere. That's what I'd like to know. I'd like to know if it's true, and if yes, the exact location of where they dumped those corpses, before we stamp out this whole nest of vipers. And we are going to have to stamp it out. He has done too much evil already, this Grief. Perhaps he is not directly responsible, but indirectly is enough for us. Will our manpower suffice? There are cutthroats everywhere. You won't have to fight bandits. Do you really think I'm asking you to do what I've just talked our bloodthirsty bachelor out of? I've already assembled a roundup of squad led by a brave patrolman named Wolf. They will find the killer's lair. Once Grief's guilt is proven. Why look for it? We know where Grief's flarders are. The wily lowlife is denying everything. He feigned fear and pretended to have nothing to do with it. He acted his part so well that he even raised the alarm himself. And yet I'm sure it's Grief who is inciting the killers, as well as buying up their victims' stolen belongings. Ask him if it's true, as I'm sure it is. Don't you have a way to loosen his tongue? That is not all. I suspect that Grief enjoys the Oglomitsky's protection, in exchange for giving them kitbacks from his illicit trade in twiring. Should Vlad take offense, I should prefer to face him fully armed. Ask Grief if it's true. I would like to know everything about him, before he's dealt with. Let's see. Who could know things about him? You know. Things. He won't open up unless I catch his soul with a hook. I don't know. Uncle Minsky surely knows something, but he will say nothing. Think. Do your own research. I'll try. I think I know who that could be. Robbers and cutthroats. Bad Grief, a robber and a thief, princeling of the underworld who has ensnared hundreds of his web of deception. He is the alchemist's still, in which each your fear and every splash of blood and every drop of twine are possessed. This primal miscreant has everything to do with the origins of the plague. Let's see. Grief is to blame for starting this plague? Is Grief to blame for starting this plague? Let's see. So, Vlad... he's saying not to talk to Vlad because Vlad won't... But we do know that Vlad is involved with Grief to an extent. They don't want me to talk to him. Ava, no. Kynes, no. Lara, no. Yulia, no. Sebarovs, no. Stomatins. Not really. The Stomatins, not really. I don't think so. Like, they have touches with the criminal, but they're not really involved. Sticky, no. Anna, no. Aspedy, no. Well, Aspedy, maybe? Grace, no. Harspix, no. Notkin, maybe, just again from proximity. And Ruben also maybe because of proximity. Let's just talk to everyone. We'll talk to Andre and so much to do. This game has so much to do at all times.
A spooky fellow, that bachelor. The remedy worse than the disease itself. He'd swallow us whole.
'Tis us or them. Right, kiddo? I have a question for you, Grief. I'm a trifle tired, I am. Well, my life's barely begun, and it's almost lights out time already. Questions? Who's got time for that? Oh no, I ain't angry at all, just tired. 'Tis all because of them questions. You agree to answer one, and a bit of your life's blood escapes you with the answer. With the anger. Anger is all our life's blood. Little pimple. I feel sorry for you. You must be in pain. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who are you to feel sorry for me, eh, you little tot? I won't tolerate anyone's pity. I've got my own pity to spare. Ain't you kind of little ass, loving little one, making me go all soft on you, eh? Where did the anger go? No anger in sight, none at all. There's reason for that, Grief. You're like you and I. Our paths have crossed for a reason. Yeah, you're a thief too. I know. Takes one to go to know one. So just so you know, you're always a welcome guest here. Who told you? Why, I've heard the stories about a lass on the run from the law, ready to have her head rolling without mercy. And the conviction's just that, theft. I respect that. They want to extinguish you once and for all. I wonder what you stole. Must be something real important to the state. Better tell me why there are thugs posted around your warehouse, standing there twiddling their knives. How else do we defend ourselves against Barley the cunt? Son of a bitch lured all my men away from me, promising carnage. Those animals didn't go over to his side for the plunder, just out of sheer blood fucking lust. And who do I have left? There, go ahead, feast your eyes, my loyal faithful. That's the lot. One gets what one gets. As they say, betters can't be choosers. Why are you hiding your eyes? Don't you know I have the gift of seeing through any lie? Cut the bragging thief, darling. A gift like that spells early death, you know. Must be the reason Saburov took you in, you poor little soul. So you can see through any lie, eh? How about seeing the fact that I ain't taken a single life? None at all? They do call me a thief, and I am one, but I'm not that kind of thief. I don't steal truth. Living the thieving. I got myself a lad who can vouch for me all right. He's the best kind of advocate the man could have, 'cause he's my enemy. The little prick never misses a chance to smear my honest thief's name in more dirt. It's a pesky little punk, Notkin. Had it for me since forever. Keeps settling his whelps on me too. And they have the nose for our lot's sins and won't let any go unnoticed. Ask him then, if I'm a killer. And I will. Notkin, the leader of the urchins, will confirm Bad Grief's telling the truth. Bad Grief says the protection provided by the enemy is the best possible protection possible. Is the best protection imaginable. Makes sense. It is clear that the thieves and children are not fond of each other. I should ask Notkin if Bad Grief is really as innocent as he claims. Nope, not this way. I want to go this way. Let me move back. Okay. I really like the conversation that Clara has with all these people. I think they're really interesting.
No time for ching wagon.
Keith says that he's been falsely accused. Is that true? Oh, villain? Not a clean spot left on that one. Name a crime, any crime, and he'll be guilty of it. What did he get himself accused of this time? Of spreading the epidemic. What? Who said that? That's what I'm asking. They're benefiting from the outbreak, that much is true. You see, there's this little-known fact. It could be because of all the twire peddling by the thieves. There's been this special twiring lately. It's black. It's surrounded by so many fears and prohibitions that there must be a reason. Little known, you say? How do you know of it, then? We know of everything. We're close by and have a nose for these things. That's what he hates us for, that bloody villain. So this black twiring, it's kind of sinister. Why are they so hush-hush about it? It's not like twiring trade hasn't been around for a while. The whole town knows. And now there's this. Is Fillin his last name? Grigory Fillin. That's what he's called. He was shortened to Grief eventually, and Bad Grief is his own invention. Grigory Grief. Ah, I see. Grigory Fillin Grief. Ah, that's cute. A town bigger than he is, I guess. I see. Use that talent of yours to ask him about the black twiring. I love to see how shifty his eyes will get. Thanks for the good advice, Notkin. Guilty or not guilty? It is hard to tell. However, Notkin mentioned that Bad Grief was twirling something called black twiring. His face was a picture when he said that. Which way am I going? The wrong way. I do like Notkin. I like Notkin quite a bit. I think he's a really fun character.
A spooky fella, that bachelor. A remedy worse than the disease itself. He'd swallow us whole.
Now I'm going to ask you some questions, Grief, on behalf of your greatest fear, and you're going to answer them. Huh? What? Phelan? Oh, Phelan. I know of you this. You knew ahead of time about the disaster that was to strike the town. Will you agree to touch me, to brave the depths, to answer my questions candidly and without prejudice? Sure, kiddo. Ask away. Where did you get thy name anyway? Did Sabaroff whisper to you, the scum? You are not asleep? So do you still want to answer those questions? See this little thingy on my neck? It's a Steppe talisman. Against Maras like you. Alright. I'm not mad. Age-old custom of give and take and everything. I can get behind that. Do a tiny little favor of me and I'll do the answering for you. What were you saying about touching, little tot? Anyway, ain't you a piece of work? Speak. The Sabaroff scum is trying to frame me. Knife attacks and other kinds of nastiness. Now, can you imagine me cutting someone with a knife? Of course you can't. I'm not guilty of any of that, and neither are my lads. Now, Sabaroff, he's not angry on account of the people, just on account of his people. I want to give him the actual cutthroat so that he leaves me alone. I'll clear my own reputation in the process too, so it's a win-win. I'll put in a word for you. There's a trophy laying in Barley's lair. A sack. Just make sure you don't open it or look inside, kiddo. Weasel your way into Barley's trust, Then steal that bag, bring it to Sabaroff, and tell him where you found it. That's it. And the town's become one cutthroat lighter. That's a lot to do. And keep your pretty mouth shut, will you? Don't you mention you're doing it for me, If you doubt my word, you can ask Barley if it was his doing. Then go ahead. You watch out now. Somewhere in Barley's lair is a sack containing hard proof that he's the hand of the mass bloodshed. Bad Grief puts a steep price tag on his honesty. I will have to sneak into Barley's lair and steal the bag that contains the evidence to put Barley away for good. Interesting. He's just like... I mean, it's one of those things where it's like... Sometimes criminals, when they are... Because they're just in a bad position, partially because they put themselves there in some cases, they end up very superstitious. Which is an interesting thing. Oh, well, can't go into his house, so... so no Ruben today. Sad. It is really interesting how Clara puts herself in like, she's put herself in a very antagonistic position, right? Like, people are not happy with her from the get-go. Oh. No, let me boom you. The AI is not happy with this. Come on, let me attack him. It's so funny. Video games are good in this for this exact reason and nothing else. This is not convenient in the slightest. Ah, damn. I did a bad job there, but honestly, it was worth it to see whatever that was. Yippee! Okay, so Barley's over there. If I remember correctly, there was like a box you could stand on in, Who? Someone's chasing after me, and I don't know who. Ah! Yippee! Okay. I'm gonna keep my hands out. Okay, that music died out, okay. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, they're all around. Which one is this? Oh, hey! Okay, almost 4,000. That's nice. Who wants to attack me next? I don't want them both, is the thing. I only want one of them. Was that a one-hit KO? That was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome, Clara. You gotta admit, let's make a save. Alright. Let's see. Let's heal up. There we go. Perfect. Now, who would this little creature here be? Wanna get a bob or a ponytail? Want me to saw you up in half with my razor too? Or shall I just squash you with my nail? Huh? I've come to warn you. I have a very important message. I'm gonna count to 3 now. If you don't manage to surprise me, you'll live. If you don't, you duh. 1, 2. Did you hear that noise from Horner behind you? Guess who's hiding there? I really like when this game chooses to make cutscenes, because I think they're so interestingly... Shit, fuck! Stop trying to jump! Oh, and the rats. Okay, that went pretty smoothly. Oh, it wasn't Bad Grief who slaughtered the volunteer patrolman. Father will know what to do. I need to hurry. Okay. That was interesting. I liked that. Alright, alright. We trucking along here. I do not miss the rats. That's gonna... Oh, man. That was such an annoying part of the game. Oh, my god. And I can't even get some people to light it on fire for me, either. This shit sucks, man. I don't even have a gun to scare it off, either.
What?
Father, if you've only knew what I've had to endure. But I found out that... What? What did you find out? Grief is not the mastermind. He really did prohibit murdering. The killers are being incited by a different man known as Barley the Barber. If it is true, we need to inform the Bachelor immediately. He seems about to try to snatch Wolf's glory from under his nose. I don't understand. We've set up a trap for Grief. Sergeant Wolf has found out the killers, the ringleader, has called up a meeting at a certain secret location, and that remains is to discover that location and will catch Grief red-handed. The ringleader is none other than him. It cannot be anyone else. I don't know about your judgment, Father, but mine has to be fair and impartial. Enough, we'll discuss that later. Now to the business at hand. We need to send a messenger to Wolf at once. See the sack? I stole it from Barley's lair. Take it. It's very heavy and wet. What's inside? Show me. Look. It's Wolf's head. The sergeant in charge of the operation. The one who first found out about the killer's secret meeting. Barley killed him. He's the real leader of the Barber gang. My most trusted patrolman. The sharpest, the most skillful and daring. I've had him in mind as a replacement for Yaklak, who had gone missing. Who am I to rely on now? The Blackguard. He as good as cut off my right hand. I've had enough. Where did you say they were hiding? In a large semicircle warehouse on this side of the river. It's quite nearby. They are done for. I'll crush these ones today. The rest of them tomorrow. Let Grief breathe for now. He must be in panic himself. We shall see in 2 days. So you've been asked about the river yet? I'm going to now. So I have done this Grief a favor. Haven't I, Father? Father won't be seeking Bad Grief's head anymore. This is good enough, but the problem of the outbreak remains unsolved. What is this black twiring? I need to ask Bad Grief about it, and the hooks I have will set into him will help. Alright. Interesting. Let us go this way, just because we haven't talked to Yulia or Lara, and I feel like there may be more quests that What am I doing? Don't mind me. I'm thinking. Alright, alright. Not doing bad, not doing bad. I have a very bad feeling about the fact that I'm not doing too badly right now. Like, sure, I know how to play the game at this point, and all of that stuff, but it feels too easy. And I don't think this game is about being easy.
It is not so dangerous to do wrong to most men as to do them too much good.
You walk everywhere, afraid of nothing, and I need your help again. Would you agree to do something for me? What is it? There is a manhunt going on for young Barak. It appears that your patron, Alexander, is behind it. But he is unfair toward Barak. Why? The Haruspex doesn't chop up the dead for his own amusement. He's trying to create a panacea. Please, find out what's happening and stop Alexander's punishing hand. He's blinded. Alright, I'll help him. Excuse me. I will reward you if you help the Haruspex. I haven't done anything yet. Alexander's vengeful hand is to be stopped, for he is blind. Father wants to raid the town and apprehend anyone who resorts to violence in disregard of his orders. His major target is the bloodthirsty Haruspex, but Lara says that his purpose is pure, no matter how terrifying his appearance. She asked me to persuade Father not to proceed. Anything? Nope, no, nothing new letter-wise. Hey, what time is it? It's not even 7 a.m. Okay. So let's go to Mark. We can continue that quest. Now we're almost done with the main quest, but figured let's take down some of these side quests. You know, we got one from Lara, and we'll have to go back to Alexander anyway after we talk to Bad Grief. So we'll talk to Immortelle. I don't know what we're gonna necessarily learn, and I mean, Katarina mentioned Maria, but like, we kind of know how that will go to some extent because of all of that. So let's talk to Mark and go from there. Much to think about. How's my reputation? It's doing pretty good. I don't know what to say. I'm an upstanding citizen. The powers that be are getting increasingly worried. It all ends in less than 9 days. Day 4, by which it becomes apparent that the changeling that someone is twisting her good deeds. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, because it's like I learned from the Bachelor route, that being my first route. But the thing about the Haruspex route is, oh, what's going on here? What do you want, little girl? I'm looking for Mark Immortelle. I want to talk to him. Mark's not here anymore, and I don't think he's coming back. Where is he? Where is he then? Where? Don't keep me waiting. He may have gone to seek justice from the rulers. Will he find it? Or he may have found shelter with some good friends. But are they really his friends? Time will tell, my child. Time will tell. And you, go live your life, while you still can. Oh no. Don't tell me I don't have to go there again. Why is he so careless about choosing his friends? Goodness, will I have to go there once more? The thought of it brings pain to my temples. Mark is in the crucible. Katerina's omens come to life. One nade from another, so daring and brave. Man's life, if a path from cradle to grave. You try and say that to me again. Okay. Alright, so the crucible. So we're gonna want to go to Maria. It's interesting how Katerina is like, because it's like she's not, she does have the correct idea about like it is going to be taken over as from the Bachelor and become a hospital or become a grave. But at the same time, it's like Mark is kind of like #1 proponent of utopians. Nice. I am making quite the stockpile of stuff. Don't think Vlad's gonna have anything for us at all, but...
Many a mickle.
Okay.
Guests are always welcome here.
Alright, cool. Alright, so now let's go talk to Grief. And then we haven't talked to Vlad Jr. yet. Haven't talked to Murky, but we haven't had a reason to talk to Murky yet. And I'm feeling we will, so I don't think I have to worry about those two just yet. Let's go talk to Grief, see if we can kind of majorly close off the main quest. Then we'll talk to Ava, Bachelor, and the kinds. Alright. Sounds like a plan.
A part off sent to the well is broken at last.
Oh, the things I had to suffer through because of you. The knots I had to tie myself in. Don't you get all metaphorical on me. Though the metaphor's clear, ain't it? You're alive, so that means the plan worked out alright, huh? Am I right? I stole the severed head from Barley, and I took it to Sabarov. He won't go after you today. Go after me? He in whose army? Do you think he'd turn up in person getting his hands all muddy and dirty? Like hell. Or was he gonna send you with some stamped piece of paper? Oh, you thief, you. Well, bargain's a bargain. It's question time. I've got 3. Sure. What do you want to do? Just do me a favor and skip the mumbo-jumbo part. Villain, oh villain. I know this of you. You were the real ringleader of the killers. Will you agree to touch me, to brave the depths, to answer my questions candidly and without prejudice? Yeah, I'm the real boss. I was just lucky that Carly came around just at the right time. Let me to cover my tracks and shift the blame and get off scot-free. The Bachelor never got my number. What did you need it for? For 'tis my soul's desire, this killing urge. It's just that my hand was itching for some jolly fun time. Now tell me about the Olgomitskis. Have they been protecting your shady business? Fat Vlad's the real man. 'Tis he who's running the market. No one's clueless. It was he who ordered the Black Twire too. It's his own doing. And so the final question, Grief. Where exactly did you dump the bodies into the river? That was a nuss. I know the whole chant with them stiffs. But that was the worms from the termitary, and I got the blame. I know nothing. 'Tis not my scope of murder, not my style. I swear to God. Poison in all the water. It's just gruesome. It's not for you to judge, after all that I've just found. A blow with a big blunt stick in a dark alley. That's nice and clean, it is, especially when it's not from behind. With a knife, there's even a bit of gallantry in it, especially when it's not your own knife. What do we all look like on the inside? Huh? What do you think? No one wants to drag that out in the open. That would be scary. That would be giving away the secret. Think I've sensed it. That's the point. I've no idea. I'll put a stop to it, I will. Just don't get me killed, little tot. I'll be useful to you yet. I've asked my questions, Grief. Come to. What should I do about Bad Grief? He seems to have nothing to do with the outbreak itself, even if he did nothing to relieve the suffering around him. I need to know Lal or let Father know of my decision. Okay. Yeah, no, it's interesting how he, like, concocted this idea to be like, yep, and I am not the killer. I've did that. Barley did that. Ha ha ha. And that it's like, but the fact that you know of decisive evidence, it sort of does mean that you know. But it's interesting, right? Because he's played the game in such a way where he can't be actually found out for it, even though it's, like, pretty obvious. Right? Like, there is no evidence for it to be true. Right? Especially with everything else. So that's why it, like, strikes really hard, specifically. 'Tis interesting, is all. Let's go talk to young Vlad. He probably won't have anything for us, and then we'll end this episode here and finish off day 4. This is day 4. So essentially we're almost done with the main quest. We'll just have to talk to Alexander. We also have to talk to Alexander for the Haruspecs for that part. And then we gotta go over here to talk with our kinds and everyone, and also to continue the Immortel quest. So it might actually make sense after we go here to pop over here, because if we have to go back to Katarina anyway... oh, whoops. So that might be our best course of action. It'll save us more time as well. Not that I'm worrying about time just yet, but it will probably become a concern, especially if I have to go in infected areas.
Don't tell me that's not what you were expecting.
Okay. Alright, well, that is it for this episode. It makes sense that the Changeling route is much more like info-focused, because, you know, you are having to deal with the fact that the player would already know everything from the first, and it makes sense because, of course, Clara's route is with all this information. It's at the other end, like, pretty interesting about all this information as well. I am very excited, because in the beginning it's kind of, we're going through our bound and being like, are they guilty, are they guilty, are they guilty, right? So let me take a quick look here. Adherence. Right, so we have Bad Grief, Ruben, Aspedy, Yulia, Anna, and the Cerberus, Lara Revel, and Oyen. I don't know if we'll be able to get into the abattoir to talk to Oyen anytime soon. I'm not really sure how that timescale works, but we've proved Anna, we've proved Aspedy, we've proved Anna, we've proved Bad Grief. There's Ruben, though he's not the harbinger of the plague. Like, I don't think we're going to be having to convince Alexander of that, because he's not a criminal. He's being hunted by the kinds now, but it's like due to him having Simon's body. Yulia hasn't done anything. She looks at things very specifically, which makes us one of our bound, but not in the same way. He's not going to point at himself or Katarina. Lara hasn't done anything, so I think we've kind of worked with like the main criminal element of the town, like the people who have like the worst reputations. Everyone else is like pretty well regarded, even if they're not liked. So, all right. So yeah, so we'll continue with this next time. We'll finish day 4, maybe get into day 5. Who knows? It depends on how much we have going. They haven't talked to the kinds yet, so there's a chance that I don't have. They could have a quest for me, which could make it a lot longer, but we will see. All right, everyone. So I hope you all have a great one, and see y'all next time. Bye.